So right now we are in like eastern North Dakota. We are hunting some whitetails with the Breaking Point guys in terrain that you really don't think of holding a bunch of whitetails.
We got vast agriculture fields and then woodlots, windrows, cattail marsh sloughs, things like that it's not quite typical to what we're accustomed to hunting in a general whitetail setting.
We like to come up here just because it's a kind of an early jump on whitetail hunting. Season comes in around Labor Day every year, and it gives us that opportunity to chase whitetails earlier than a lot of other states that we hunt.
Our patterns have really had to adapt to figuring out what these deer want as far as bedding and feeding certain times of the year, and it has just been a total different learning curve on the methods that we have to use to harvest and be successful out here on an annual basis.
The NDA supports baiting and feeding where it's legally allowed and no disease is present. In areas like where we're here in North Dakota where there's so much open area, they can go anywhere. So anything that you can do to kind of draw them in a little bit, it's an effective way, and I think we've seen that here to see deer.
We're going to be sitting in a ground blind tonight, so I want to just fling a few arrows off the stool and make sure everything's feeling good shooting from a seated position tonight. Shoot one more.
Well, she's 4:30. Did her.
That's great, man.
Look. Growing up, I was a huge fan of like Bill Jordan. Like he was the man. Every year Monster Bucks VHS tape came out, I was buying it. And I just thought that was like the coolest thing to be able to film these animals.
I got into filming because I enjoyed recording memories and taking them home and sharing them with family or friends from school and stuff like that. I just wanted to show what I documented.
I just fell in love with it, and I begged my parents for a camera, and I think around the age of 14 they finally caved and they bought me a little handy cam. At that point I almost cared more about carrying that camera than I did a bow to the woods, and it clicked. I love it.
Breaking Point started actually in college. I met Brennan in college, and the backstory on that is we were both living in the same dorm room at the time, and both of us were avid turkey hunters, and we both did a handful of filming just for fun on the side. Some of our buddies that lived in the dorm room at the time kind of started trash talking back and forth between us.
It was just prior to turkey season. They're like, oh yeah, this guy down on the first floor, he's the best turkey hunter around, blah, blah, blah. And Mike and I are both huge avid turkey hunters, and then they'd go down to Mike's room and tell him, the guy on the third floor, he's this turkey hunter, blah, 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 blah. So Mike and I ran into each other at a house party one night, and we were several beers deep, and we came up with a bet
to see who could film shooting more turkeys in the spring. That's kind of how the whole filming stuff started, is we had a friendly competition, and after that spring we realized, we might have something here. We better start looking into maybe doing this together down the road.
I beat Mike. I think I beat him by like 4 birds. After we killed all those birds, we're like, we need to be hunting and filming together. And that's kind of how it was born, and we've met a lot of great people that have helped us along the way that are still producing with us now, and everybody's just kind of grown together. It's been a fun ride.
Yeah, I think it's great to have a group like the Breaking Point involved with First Lite. They're just a great group of guys, super relatable to how a ton of people hunt, where they're getting private by permission, they're hunting public land, they're just getting after it in a bunch of different scenarios. They're doing things that you and I and everybody else could do every season. They're doing some traveling hunts, but they're doing it all by permission. They're just a fun group to be around.
Shake and bake, baby.
jungle gym of a tree here tonight, but we're pretty hidden. I will give it that. This is a new spot we call Pollinator. This is our first sit into this spot. We had last night a really nice dead pointer on the cell camera here, right at last shooting light. There's 2 or 3 other really solid bucks in this spot that we've been getting on the cameras. They're kind of just, they're hit or miss. They're not really in a consistent pattern. But this is the best weather that we've had this week. Sitting in a ground blind tonight, changing it up, hopefully change our luck up a little bit. It feels like a really nice night tonight. Wind has definitely died down for the past couple days. It's supposed to die down really nice about an hour before shooting light ends. So we're tucked in here. Feels like a good little spot. All kinds of bedding around. We can see a ton of country here, so we should be able to see them coming in well. Just getting into prime time, just had probably that same doe and fawn we saw earlier start heading this way, and they didn't like something and took back off into the marsh there. So man, it's like the calmest it's been. There's hardly any wind right now.
All right. Whoa, what the?
I shot, and I went like way left. I don't know if I could clip something. There's like a cross beam here, but I didn't think I was anywhere near that.
The buck I shot, he's out there still.
You're kidding. Hell yeah, boys. They stepped out and I could tell, I'm like, I don't know if we got this buck on camera or not. And I'm like, I don't know, I'm putting him in the binos. I'm like, is he a shooter? Is he a shooter? And all of a sudden he looks up and I seen the brows.
Lay down, heaven can wait. Think you're right, I think you could change.
Blood here. There's a bunch right here. That's what we're looking for.
I'm not going hungry tonight.
Look at this point off the back. Holy cow. That is wild. Tonight was kind of a crazy night in the tree. It was warmer, it was windier than the other night, so we didn't really have high hopes. You know, I think this deer camp is so unique because so many deer camps you see nowadays were started by older generations of people, and they're really starting to seem to fade away as, unfortunately, as the evolution of, you know, quality deer management and other different hunting methods, you see that kind of camp vibe fizzle out. It's been just really special to bring that to life out here and start something new that is ours, and we can build those traditions with our friends and maybe with our families someday.
Hell yeah! Yeah, I mean, I would say a lot of my favorite hunts are right here in North Dakota. I've had been fortunate to have a lot of good hunts in a lot of places, but North Dakota is like, it's hard not to get like emotional. Like the friendships we've built out here is like beyond words. Like, and when you have a successful hunt and these farmers and landowners that let you hunt are as excited as you are when you kill something, it's pretty special.
Weather conditions out here, we will start the season out here in August and we'll be hunting in temperatures, you know, pushing close to the upper 90s. By the end of season, we can be even dipped down to 45, 50 below zero in December and early January.
We should be out in a ground blind tonight. It's cold out there, the wind is whipping, but this is probably gonna be like the warmest day we have, so we'll see how it goes. But looking forward to being here and getting in some late season North Dakota whitetail hunting.
Buck two. He's jumped. Come across that fence right now. See him? Oh yeah. That's a big one. No pros. Is it? Yeah. Oh yeah, it is.
That's a big buck, man.
We didn't get skunked.
I got a neck on that thing. I've seen enough of them. He's closing ground quick here. I see him. Don't. All right, here we go. Ready? Come on, open up. I can't make that shot. Ready? Go down, baby. Go down. I hard shot him. He just bedded down. I can't believe that just happened, dude.
They're just a bunch of guys that love to hunt and just like unapologetic about how they do it, and they like going out after deer. It doesn't have to be, you know, some 170-inch deer they're chasing. They're just having a good time getting after deer. They're all filming each other. They're all hunting. They're all doing it together. It's truly a team effort with these guys, and it's really refreshing to see.
We don't put a face on, we're ourselves, we drink beer, we eat frozen pizza, and we hunt deer. Like, that's what we do. I want people to know that, you know, if when they think of the breaking point, I want them to think of someone that they would share deer camp with. Like, these guys are personable and they love what they do. And I want that, like, that's our message, like at the end of the day.